How's it going, guys? Well, I've been doing some big time fall cleanup here in the shop, and I won't make a big video about that. He's still barking. Barks when to go to work, barks when to come home, barks every minute in between. Not gonna make a big video about any of that stuff, but just wanted to show you something a little interesting. When you work in a one-car garage, so to speak, you have to make use of every bit of space. So I've got stuff just crammed into every corner and space and nook and cranny, and so periodically I have to go through it and pitch out the stuff I know I'm not going to ever use. If it's any good, I donate it to the Goodwill. I don't give it to her across the street because she tries to sell it. I'd rather go to somebody that can use it. So I thought I'd just give you a glimpse into the world that I operate in here. And the title of this is going to be What's Going to Collapse First, and that's because I've been redoing some things here. I had this shelving unit. It was sitting over here where the mower's parked, and so I moved it carefully over here, but it's one of these made out of wood, particle wood, and it's got these little holders there, and this thing is for the shelves, and this thing is way overloaded. And so what I did, I moved this here, and I moved out this cheap old piece of junk cabinet out here that I bought a couple, 3 years ago, and I've been using it. I'm going to use it to store outdoor stuff like bird seed, and if the rats don't get into it, and other stuff out here that I'm not that concerned about. But this thing's falling apart because I overloaded the top of it so much it bent it in, and now the doors won't stay on. So I don't know what's going to collapse first, either this thing or this shelf over here that I took the stuff out of that cabinet. I've got all kinds of stuff in here. I've got paint, I've got rust remover, I've got stuff I do my instrument needles with, engine enamel. How old do you think this is? This is Napa Martin Senior paint, and I think this is Oldsmobile. Without looking at it, I think this is Oldsmobile blue. There it is. I'd say probably 20 years old at least, if not more. Now I got Neverdol, got brass soap, got mineral spirits, got wheel protector, got Rain-X leather conditioner, putty, the stuff you do the paint with, Goo Gone, which I'm not impressed with, various leather treatments, various protectants, waxes, different paints, engine enamels, black, got spray adhesive. That dog is psychotic. If he's not psychotic now, he's well on his way. I got different kinds of transmission fluid. I've got multi-vehicle ATF. I've got some for a Mazda FNR5, Ford FNR5. I've got some for a Honda. I've got different things of WD-40. You remember Duralube? Anybody remember those commercials as seen on TV? Well, I still have the last remaining bit of that stuff, and that only comes out for a special occasion. I've got this battery terminal protector. I've got this kind of a NOCO battery cleaner and acid detector. I just couldn't bear to throw that away. I got disc brake quiet in the spray can. I've got some disc brake quiet in the squeeze, whatever your preference is. Thread locker, vacuum pump oil, anti-seize, some 2-cycle oil, some PAG 46, different greases. A filter goes on my Plymouth back there. I've got stuff I ran out of space for. I'm going to have to find another little low shelf to put in here, I think. Got Freon, fabric softener sheets. Got cylinder heads off the 394 Olds back there. A couple propane torch pieces for that. Some very dim Harbor Freight lights that I never use hardly. My old 1970 fan, rags, gloves, toe straps, big old wrench. I use that to unloosen nuts on the where the hitch ball goes on the truck. Big funnel, long funnels, metal funnels, old Allstate, very nice grease gun. You never see those anymore. Eye protectors, oil filter wrenches of various sizes and shapes, clippers from about 45 years ago. A huge set of clippers for those big jobs. Various pry bars, extension things off an old jack handle, an air thing that I never use anymore. That's for caulking. Some long screwdrivers, saws. That's a one of those oil heaters back there behind that. And this is my shelving unit that's got, from top we've got tapes, adhesives, air fresheners, paint pens, paint markers, tie straps, tie wraps. Then we've got electrical stuff in that one, meters, cables, alligator clips, flashers, you name it, test lights. Down there below we've got some, I don't know what's in that one exactly. I think maybe some more bodywork stuff. Then the next one down's got air compressor stuff. It's got tire repair stuff. Next one down's full of vacuum lines, and I mean full. Can't even get the drawer open hardly. Heater hoses. And this one down here's got carburetor stuff in it. Now this is all my specialized equipment, like thread repair, thread chasers, hard mount mounts for puller, fuel pressure tester, diesel compression tester, nice used Mac bushing driver set, torque wrenches, speakers for the truck, cylinder hone. That box has got a like one of those transfer pump things in it. It doesn't work very well. Vacuum pump for the air conditioning system, bench grinder, impact, electric wire wheel, everything you can think of in there you'd ever need. Look what I got right here. Look what I found. I think I know somebody needs one of those. Just had one laying around. How about that? That's what happens when you hoard stuff. Manuals, books for sale signs, license plates to everything. An old 40-something-year-old electric sander. That's a Greenbrier. Oh boy, don't lean on this thing, dude. Greenbrier orbital sander. That's my electrical box. That's got all electrical stuff in it. I got things to test with over here. I've got battery charger, got my buffer. That's full of wheel seals and brake cylinders and brake parts. That's my thing to rebuild that, to fix that transmission and that fusion. You can kind of think about repurposing this shelf. I may move this shelf, take this thing off, and move it over here. Well, I say temporarily, but you know, it could be permanently. Why not? That's my bench, which I'm not very satisfied with. Got a set of old, what are these? These are E-Lights Wetzlar German binoculars. Got an old St. 6 distributor, a 1960 model, a drill that I've had about 20 years. I keep waiting for it to burn up, and when it does, I'll start using that one, but that one's never burned up. Carburetor to the Plymouth over here, thermostat to the Plymouth, various things, clamps. Down there I've got the starter for the Plymouth. I've got a spare lawnmower engine. I've got a transmission jack. I've got probably my Sawzall, some extension cords, a vacuum cleaner, an old battery. It's probably going bad now. It's my tools, lawnmower, floor press, air pump, which is weak. And this is stuff I'm going through. I've already cleared out all the donate stuff. I loaded the car with it, but I've got a spare distributor for the 383 Plymouth. This is the heat and air control for this Plymouth I'm getting ready to rebuild or replace. That's an old, probably can't see that. That's an old HEI kit that I made for a car, for a Mopar. And I would never do that again, because you can get an HEI distributor cheap now. I mean, they're from China, and I don't support that, but I guess I'll do that instead. You name it, guys. So anyway, but the only thing about this is that I'm just not, I don't know what this camera is wigging out about, but Let me get back to, there we go. I'm just not too happy with this situation here because this floor I get irritated when the floor starts getting cluttered. I can't walk through here if I have to move I try to keep the mower in here because I don't want to get it wet and cause it problems. And you know, like that thing there has got to be put somewhere. It's always just sitting out someplace. And I don't want to be carrying it in the house every time I use it, because that's my idea. I was trying to keep stuff that I use down near the end down there, because I use the vacuum cleaner a whole lot, use tools a whole lot. I didn't want to come all the way back here for stuff like that. But anyway, if anybody's got any ideas about how to make this more usable, feel free to contribute. I'm always up for good ideas. And like I said, I've been scrapping starters out. I've been metal stuff there. I've got a pile of metal back there in the corner I'm going to start taking in the truck to recycle. That thing, you can't see it, but there's a tote out there just full of metal. So that's that. Oh yeah, somebody was asking me a few different times. I've been asked about this Toyota out here, and here's the story about the Toyota so far as I know it. The Toyota for now is going to hang around. I'd like to fix it, but I don't have a timetable to fix the car, that Toyota, because it takes money to fix that, and the money is not an issue, but I want to do it as cheap as possible. And right now body shops are still pretty busy, and I think I need to wait until they want work, so I'm not having to just be at their mercy. So when it gets colder weather and things possibly slow down, then I think I can get a better deal to get it in and get it on a frame machine and get it straightened out, because I can do the rest of it. I mean, I might take it back and have it painted, you know, at some point, but that's the deal, because it's a good car and it deserves to be fixed, and I want to fix it. But right now, like I said, it's partially about money, because I've got don't get very far into it, but the work I do for the company I'm employed with is, I don't think it's going away or anytime soon, but it's let's just put it this way, that on our company there's a supply side and then there's a service side, and I'm in the service side of it, and they're heavily focused on the supply side of things because that's what makes them all their money. So we're just kind of an add-on. We're kind of a necessary evil, so to speak. So they've already been doing some rationalizing and streamlining and cutting costs and things like that, and trying to improve profitability on the supply side. And there's supposed to be some more things changing after the first of the year. And right now, I just don't know about that. I don't know if that's, you know, I don't think what I think is going to possibly happen is that it's not that I would lose my job. It's just that my job may change employers, and it may be one of these cases where I would have to take a job cut and a pay cut and all that, and I'm just not going to do that, not after all this time. So, you know, if something were to go in that direction and I needed to support myself for a while, I need to be in a position to do that. So that's the hopefully the short and sweet answer on the Avalon, because, you know, I like it. I like this car, and you know, it's just one of these things I've kind of had to really change my attitude about things like this. You know, I heard Musty say a few different times, he's talking about putting stuff in inventory, and you know, for a while I had a real thing about keeping a car just sitting around here and not doing anything with it, and it bothered me a whole lot. And then I've just sort of kind of come around to maybe his way of thinking, that, you know, just kind of lightly maintain it. You know, this car runs, and I run it periodically and keep it running and keep the battery charged. But right now it's just kind of in the inventory. So at the point that I decide I need to, or I just want to have another daily driver like this, an AGC. You know what an AGC is? It's just another gray car. I've got one right there that's going away soon, so I've got another gray car right here. So at the point that I need a car, or whatever happens, I'll fix it. If not, you know, we'll do something different. I may offer it to one of you guys if I decide not to fix it. So anyway, that's the update, guys, and I'll look forward to talking to you all later. Like I said, this is a lot of work. I wouldn't believe the stuff that I found in here that I've had for probably 15 or 20 years and I've never used. And when you get to that point, if you've not used it in 15 years, you're not going to use it. So that's the way that's went. Alright then, well, I'm going to hang it up, guys, and I've got some stuff coming up on this Plymouth out here. I've made an order out for Rock Auto and it started coming in. That stuff started coming in now, so I think we're going to do a little, it's going to be kind of like this Ram. I'm just sort of do a conglomeration video about things I'm fixing on it, you know, just kind of hit the highlights. So thank you for watching. So we will see you on another video later.